Hello and welcome back to Ollie JHN. This one is episode 2. Today I'm going to be talking all about tech, including driverless cars, drones, and even how Apple might have just invented something that could help national security. Now on to the studios. Hello and welcome back to the studio. So today I'm going to be answering that ultimate question: has technology gone mad? Now let's just quickly start with the advancement of technology, and it's clear that it has took a huge steep incline and acceleration. So if we look back maybe 10 years, a decade ago, we'd see that technology was pretty plain and simple. However, the acceleration between then and now is unbelievable. Now, when we first got technology, perhaps the first ever motor car that probably went about 20 miles an hour and had bicycle wheels on it, and we look now and we're looking at cars that can drive themselves potentially in the next decade. The advancement is just unreal. Just looking at mobile phones, we can see technology has completely accelerated, and that is the acceleration that we're talking about. The question is, does that acceleration get to a point where we say, yeah, it's gone mad? We're going to talk all about that. Let's just take a little look at drones, for example, for the moment. Now, drones have done incredibly well in the past few years. Now, if we take a look into the remote control flying industry, helicopters used to dominate that as well as planes. Now, helicopters have completely died out and drones have took over. Drones aren't too bad on themselves because there's someone flying them. However, here comes this acceleration ban, because very soon, and Amazon are trying it out already in America, drones are going to be a delivery service, an automated delivery service, meaning you can order something at your home and within 24 hours a drone is going to go and drop that in your back garden. Now, is that mad? Of course, security comes into that as a big part as well, because if that drone's delivering something and it's flying through the air, we've obviously got airspace, but if not that, then safety with people, and obviously you're going to get the classic idiots. They're going to try and throw things at that drone and knock it down, etc. So where do the limits come with that? Is it really a viable option? Next, I'm going to talk about a little bit on Audi and a little example on that. Now, car industry is amazing at the moment, and it really is advancing. Now, we are looking at self-drive cars pretty soon, hopefully within the next decade. However, the question is that possible? Well, yes, because the advancements at the moment we can see, and perhaps not made to stand out, to be honest. If we look at Audi, we're thinking, are they going to create a self-drive car? But in fact, they already almost are, because we have collision sensors on some of the Audis, including their brand new A5 and A7, which means it checks your blind spots for you. So on a motorway, you cannot move into that lane if there's a car beside you. It also has emergency braking, so if something suddenly pulls in front of you, that car will brake for you. It has adaptive lighting systems, so if cars come in forward, it will turn off the high beams. They're pretty much already creating cars that can think for themselves, and of course we've got cruise control as well, but also adaptive cruise control with Audi, which means if a car starts slowing down in front of you on a motorway, you can also slow down. There's certainly some damaging effects from this. People are getting hacked more and more now because everything is online. Cars can be broken into digitally instead of manually. The whole digital scene is so much easier to get access of. Then there's the scare of robots. If robots become so advanced that they can start creating their self, what's to say that with artificial intelligence they can even make their self to overcome us? And that is actually a possibility, believe it or not. AI, artificial intelligence, is so crazy now, we really aren't sure where it's going to go in the future. The point and the fact is that robots can now self-teach themselves. They can learn from their mistakes. And if we go too far with that same acceleration curve as the cars and the phones, will robots eventually be able to think for themselves, create themselves, and become better and adapt and evolve? But there are some huge positives that come along with it as well. Safety is a huge one if we look at the cars. Now, a lot of people will perceive that a self-drive car is a lot more dangerous than you driving it yourself. The fact is that a computer will make 10 times less mistakes than the human brain. Also, a computer does not get tired, it does not get drunk. Different bits like that as well does make it a hell of a lot safer. Of course, the only time it can muck up is if the computer systems go wrong themselves. But then that's like us driving when we're tired, or driving and not concentrating on the road. So yes, there is this whole perception, and it especially seems to come from the older generations that perhaps do not understand, haven't been brought up with technology, and therefore they don't quite come into terms with that technology is better than us alone. And it does sound crazy, surely a car cannot be better than a human brain, but it is proven that it makes less mistakes, and that's why huge companies like Google, Audi, Jaguar, Land Rover, BMW, all sorts are trying to get onto this self-drive, even Tesla themselves. So I suppose that sort of sums it up. Technology is going mad, and it certainly is accelerating on that curve. Our biggest concern is where that curve stops, because every acceleration curve does eventually end. However, when will it stop? And that is the question. Will it go too far? And that is the part we have to be scared of. We don't have to be scared of technology. We have to learn to adapt and work with it. I just want to end with a huge advancement at the moment, Apple. Now, every September, Apple brings out a brand new product range, and perhaps this year is the most advanced in technology so far, because what I believe they've created is something that could change the world of security forever. Now, I'm a big believer that British security, especially our border forces, are very crap, and fake passports now can be bought for £800 and copied, simple as that. However, with the iPhone X and its brand new face reading technology, which means that it's now 20 times more accurate than a fingerprint to hack, surely that's something we should buy into. And the software can even adapt to facial hair changes, wearing hats, glasses, etc. It is adaptive. Surely that is a breakthrough in technology. So thank you very much for watching Ollie JHN. If you did like this, then please do give it a like, and if you want to see more, then subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much for all of your support as always. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I'll see you next week. Thank you.